Are you tired of feeling sluggish, achy, and just uninspired? What if I told you everything changed for me after 60, and all I did was start eating more vegetables? Hi, I'm Eleanor. I'm 67 years old. And no, I'm not a nutritionist or a chef. I'm just a woman who spent most of her life thinking vegetables were boring and tasteless. For years, I lived off toast, coffee, and frozen meals. Greens? Only when they came on a Burger Bee accident. But not long ago, I hit a wall. My joints were stiff, my energy was gone, and I barely recognized the woman in the mirror. That was my turning point. And this is the story of how a simple change in my plate helped me reclaim my health, my joy, and my life. Part 1. My story. Embracing a new chapter. Let me be honest with you. For most of my life, vegetables were the enemy. Growing up, they were always boiled until they lost all their color and all their taste. I still remember pushing around soggy green beans on my plate as a child, just hoping my mom wouldn't notice I hadn't touched them. And that stuck with me. For decades, veggies were nothing more than sad decorations on my plate. I told myself, I'm just not a vegetable person. My usual meals? Breakfast was toast with butter or bacon and eggs, if I had time. Lunch? Usually something quick and processed. A sandwich, some chips, maybe a soda. Dinner was pasta, maybe meatloaf. And if there were vegetables, they were from a can, dumped onto the plate out of obligation, not love. Then came that day. I went in for a regular checkup. I wasn't expecting anything big, just in and out like always. But when the doctor sat down and looked me in the eyes, something felt different. He said, "Your cholesterol is high, blood pressure too, and you're bordering on pre-diabetic." I remember feeling numb, not scared, just defeated. Like the years had finally caught up with me. But it didn't hit me until later that evening. I was babysitting my grandson, Oliver. He wanted to play on the floor cars, puzzles, you name it. And I joined him, of course. But when it was time to get back up, I couldn't. My knees ached, my back tightened, and I had to grab the edge of the couch just to stand. I looked at him, his little face smiling, waiting for me to keep playing. And I realized I was running out of time, not in a dramatic way, but in a real, human way. That was the moment I knew something had to change. And surprisingly, it all started with something as simple as a carrot. Part 2. The Challenges and Revelations. Now, I wish I could tell you the change was easy, but it wasn't. Not at first. You see, I didn't know where to start. I had no idea how to cook vegetables in a way that tasted good. Broccoli? I thought it always had to be boiled. Spinach? Slimy and sad. And walking through the produce aisle felt like I'd landed in a foreign country. So many colors, textures, I didn't even know what half of them were, let alone what to do with them. Kale? Bok choy? Zucchini? It was overwhelming. And let's be honest at the beginning. I missed my old comfort foods. I craved salt, crunch, familiarity. But one day, I stumbled upon a simple recipe online. Roasted carrots with olive oil, garlic, and thyme. It sounded manageable, so I gave it a try. And when I pulled those carrots out of the oven, golden and caramelized at the edges, I took a bite, and something amazing happened. Wait a second. I thought, I actually like this. More than that, I finished my plate and didn't feel heavy. No bloating, no guilt, no need for a nap. That one small win was all it took to keep going. Over the next week, I added more. A bit of sautéed spinach here, some roasted Brussels sprouts there. And the results? Within 2 weeks, my body started talking to mine the best way. My energy came back. I no longer needed that 2 p.m. nap just to function. My digestion, which used to be sluggish and unpredictable, became easy. And something unexpected happened. My skin looked brighter. My sleep deeper. I woke up refreshed, not groggy. It felt like my body had been waiting for this, waiting for me to finally feed it something real. Part 3. Tips and Tricks for Success. Once I started to enjoy the taste of vegetables, I realized something else. I could actually cook. Now, I'm no gourmet chef, but over time, I found a few go-to recipes that made this lifestyle easy and, believe it or not, fun. Here are my top 3 favorite veggie dishes. First, stir-fried broccoli with garlic. Just a little olive oil, crushed garlic, and a splash of low-sodium soy sauce. Crisp, savory, and done in 5 minutes. Second, roasted sweet potatoes with chickpeas. I toss them with smoked paprika, cumin, and olive oil, then bake until golden. It's filling, cozy, and surprisingly satisfying. And third, zucchini noodles with fresh basil pesto. Light, refreshing, and perfect for summer. I even got my neighbor hooked on it. But more than recipes, what helped me most was having a plan. I started using a weekly meal planner. Every Sunday, I'd choose 3 or 4 veggie-based meals and prep ahead. I'd wash, chop, and even roast some of the veggies in batches. Batch cooking changed my life. It meant I always had healthy options ready even on days when I felt tired or uninspired. And perhaps the biggest surprise of all, cooking became a joy. I began visiting local farmers markets, picking out produce I'd never tried. Before, purple cauliflower, golden beets, fresh herbs I couldn't even pronounce. I experimented with colors, textures, spices. It became creative, playful, something I looked forward to. Cooking became a hobby, not a chore. And the best part? My kitchen, once a place of stress, turned into a place of discovery. Part 4. The Power of Community. Now here's something I didn't expect. This journey wasn't just about what I put on my plate. It became about who I connected with along the way. About 2 months into my veggie adventure, I stumbled upon a Facebook group called Veggies After 60. I joined out of curiosity and ended up staying because I found something I hadn't felt in a long time. Community. People just like me, some struggling, some thriving, sharing recipes, tips, photos of their meals, and yes, their doubts and bad days too. There were no judgmental nutritionists, no pressure to go 100% plant-based overnight, just folks doing their best. One woman shared how she finally got her husband to eat kale by blending it into a smoothie. Another shared a laugh about burning her tofu for the 3rd time. And in the middle of it all, I realized I wasn't alone. That connection kept me going. So if you're just starting out, here's my advice. Don't aim for perfection. Just add 1 veggie a day. That's it. Maybe it's a handful of spinach in your eggs. Maybe it's trying roasted carrots instead of fries. Listen to your body. Track how you feel, not just physically, but emotionally too. Some days, you'll feel amazing. Others, not so much. But every little step adds up. And when you have a group of people walking the same path as you, it doesn't feel like a diet. It feels like living again. Part 5. Beyond the Plate. A holistic approach. It's funny, isn't it? You start by changing what's on your plate. But somehow, everything else begins to change too. After a few months of eating better, something in me shifted. I smiled more. I walked more. I felt alive. Not just existing, but living, with intention. I started waking up earlier, with more energy and less dread. I picked up gentle yoga, just to stretch a little. That turned into 10 minutes of quiet breathing every morning. And slowly, the cloud that used to hang over low moods, the irritability, the fatigue began to lift. I started sleeping deeper. I stopped snapping over little things. It wasn't just my body healing. My mind was clearing. And one day, I caught myself laughing. Really laughing. Belly shaking. Tears in your eyes laughing. And I thought, when was the last time I felt this light? That's when I realized I didn't feel like I was aging anymore. I felt like I was being reborn. This journey wasn't about being perfect, or young, or trendy. It was about coming back to myself. Vegetables didn't just nourish my body, they reset my mind. So if you're sitting there wondering if it's too late, it's not. You have time. You have choice. And sometimes, a little green on your plate can lead to a whole new chapter in your life. Conclusion. If there's one thing I've learned from this journey, it's this. It's never too late. I started this at 60 years old. Tired, stiff, unmotivated. And now, I feel more alive, more present, and more myself than I have in decades. So if you're wondering whether a small change can make a big difference, I promise you it can. And it starts with just one step. Add a veggie. Try a new recipe. Join a community. I'd love to hear from you. Comment below. What's your favorite veggie dish? Or, what's one vegetable you've always wanted to try but never have? And if this story inspired you even a little, subscribe for more tips, recipes, and gentle encouragement to help you thrive, one healthy habit at a time. Thank you for spending this time with me. And remember, it's never too late to feel good again.